Yo everyone, welcome to Amps, Pedals and Pickups. My name's Nathan, and today we're going to be checking out what I think is the best guitar software. I've tried tons and tons of software, free and paid, and this one holds its own despite the fact that it's free. It's got a ton of flexibility, it's got inbuilt pedals, a tuner, you can switch the cabs off. It's just a very, very good sounding guitar sim. Now, a lot of you who are in tune with the guitar world probably know what plugin I'm talking about, but I'm just going to run you through a quick mix so you can have a quick listen to see how it all scrubs up, and then we're going to explore everything and see how it goes. So if you haven't already guessed it, based on my description and how it sounds and everything, it is the ML SoundLab Roots plugin. So Roots here is a collaboration between ML SoundLab and Fluff. He's just brought out a new plugin that I haven't had time to check out yet. So I'll just strum some chords and see what it sounds like with default settings. One thing I think I'm going to start doing is showing you the DI, because sometimes people aren't too sure if there's some like wizardry going in. So I'll just disable the plugin for a second. You can hear the DI of this guitar. So, you know, if your DI is sounding somewhat similar, then your stock Roots sound should sound the same. So let's take a look at the amp sim. So up front, you've got input trim, gain, low, mid, high, presence and volume, stock standard stuff. You can change your output. I really like that input trim there because a lot of the times you've only got a gain control, and that affects the saturation as well as a few other things. But just having that straight input there, sometimes I like to up the input and lower the gain and sort of like find a balance there. So it's very, very handy that that's there. Now, if you look down the bottom, you've got a bunch of different options there. You've got a tuner. It's crazy that you're getting all these effects for free. Like, you'd think some other company would, you know, maybe throw in one or two effects and then, you know, make you pay for the rest of them. But no, this is a fully fledged sim. So I've got this noise gate here. If I turn it off, get some very, very soothing sounds, which are not too good. But yeah, just leaving it at default there. Compressor, drive, chorus, delay, reverb. We'll play around with some of this stuff later. But super handy to have that all good to go in one block. Now the cabs, you've got the 3D cabs that ML SoundLab, the technology that they use there. And you can blend the two, you can move things around. You can sort of bring it back and forward. And also you can change the microphone. So you got a 121, 180, 421. A bunch of different cabs. It's actually insane that you're getting all this stuff for free. And then yeah, you've got some MIDI control there. So if you wanted to hook up like a external foot switch, or maybe control things through the door, or maybe you've got a MIDI controller there, you can sort of hook up your MIDI if you want to do that kind of thing. So let's check out the amp now. But before we do that, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. All that sort of stuff helps. I've got a Discord community. The link will be below if you want to talk about plugins, mixing, guitar tones, capturing, profiling, modeling, all that cool stuff. Join the Discord community. But yeah, let's take a look at the amp. First thing that I want to do is dial in the gain to get that sort of feel going. I already know based on playing it before that it's a little dry sounding. I need to like saturate things a little bit more. See that? Could just use a little bit more. I'm going to up the gain. Let's check that out. See, when you up the gain, you start to get things a little bit compressed. So I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to see what upping the input sort of does to that sound. Yeah, that's why I love that knob there. That's what I'm looking for. I might even roll the gain down a little bit. So not only is that sounding good, it's feeling really good under the hands. And that's why I like to get the gain in first, because I just wanted things to feel good and sort of like respond the way that I want them to. And then after that, I can start to dial in the EQ stack. Let's check out some of the effects. So this is a pretty gained up amp at the moment. I'll mess with the drive pedal, but it means I might have to adjust the amp. So let's just hear how it sounds at default. I can tell already it's doing the tube screamer sort of thing, so it's rolling off some of those lows. I'm going to lower the tone to bring back some bass. I mean, I'm not too sure what effect this is going to have, but let's hear. I could have adjusted the amp, but if I adjust the amp and then I turn it off, then I'm going to have something, I'm going to have to go back and adjust the amp. So if I can do it all in the pedal, that's a good mid ground, because then I can just turn the thing off and on. Both tones are sounding great. So I'll just turn it off. Turn it on. Man, I had so much guitar equipment that sounded way, way, way inferior to this. This is really, really cool. I should also mention I love these graphics. So the noise gate, the noise is cutting off. The compressor, it's squishing the sound down. Drive, it's sort of squaring off the wave. Chorus, you can see the effect it's doing to it. Delay, reverb. That is an excellent little touch there from ML Sound Lab. I love these graphics. I don't really have any go-to chorusy riffs. Maybe I got to get some. I'll be honest, I don't use the chorus that much. If I do need it, it's there. Let's check out the delay. I might use delay for lead sounds, so let's see what the default sounds like. Is it an analog delay where things start to get a bit like lo-fi towards the later repeats? Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's check out the reverb, and then we'll check out the delay into the reverb, how things sounding as is. Well, it's a pretty full on. For my reverb on guitars, what I call like a studio reverb, I'll just give it even like 1%, just so it's not 100% dry. It's just got a little bit of a tail going on, and that's the sort of tone or sound that I've dialed in with this reverb. That mix knob is just on like 1%. Doesn't sound like it's doing much, but when you take it off, things start to sound really funky there, but I'll just turn it on. You know, it almost sounds like you've got a mic hooked up to something in a room, and there's just that little bit of tail, a little bit of that room sound bleeding in, and just that little bit of naturalness is nice, even just to play and have that sort of sound bouncing around. Now let's blend the two. Let's get that delay happening to the reverb. So if you think about it, you're going to have those repeats of the delay going on into the reverb, which is swimming around a bit, and just the combination of the two is a really nice sound. For any sort of lead work, that's the sort of tone that I go for. Let's check out the cabs. Now, I'm not really a cab expert here. I'm not going to be able to sit here and dial in much better of a cab sound than what they've pulled, but let's just hear how it sounds when you move the mics around and everything. You know, dialing in a good cab sound is all about getting that left to right sound getting good, and then that back to front sounding good. So it's like a 3D axis. You know, the very quick way that I do it is I just go left, right, and I sort of dial things into where it's not too fizzy and it's not too unfizzy or boring, and then I'll do the same thing front and back, and that's kind of how I dial in that mic. Alright, so just bypass the cabs. You've been hearing what the default cabs sound like the whole time. So what I've done is I've pulled up the GGD Kali IRs. You can use whatever IRs sound good to you. So let's hear how this sounds with this Samson. So like I said, this 5034 amp is the free version of Roots. If you want to try out some of the other ones, like the 5151 they have here, the Friedman or the Mega, which is like a Mesa, if you want to try those ones, they flick into demo mode. So you get that little bit of a sound pause because it's in demo mode. But if that's something you like, if you like the sound of it, you know, check out the stuff. Very, very cool. All right, so there we have it. That's the ML SoundLab Roots amp sim. You got nothing to lose. Go download it. Best free amp sim currently out there. As always, if you're this far into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Everything helps. I've also got a Discord server, so if you want to talk about plugins, mixing, guitars, tone modeling, tone capturing, all that stuff, go in the comments below. Check out Discord and talk with all of us on there. As always, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. My name is Nathan, and I'll catch you on the next one.